Today in Cannabis News, new research reveals how cannabis decriminalization in the U.S. affects the racial disparity in cannabis arrests. The governor of Wisconsin sets a record for drug-related pardons in the state. And the new federal government of Germany announces plans to legalize recreational cannabis nationwide. It's Friday, December 31st, and this is your Trichomes Morning Buzz.
Broadcasting live from the Trichomes.com studios in Southern California, it's time for your Morning Buzz. We bring you late-breaking news that keeps you up to date with what's happening in the cannabis industry.
First up, researchers with the University of California, San Diego analyzed to see if cannabis decriminalization helps to lessen racial disparities regarding cannabis possession arrests in the United States. According to the results of the latest analysis, cannabis decriminalization measures diminish racial disparities in cannabis possession arrests. The research used FBI Uniform Crime Report statistics from 37 states between 2000 and 2019 and was released in the peer-reviewed scientific journal Social Science and Medicine. Following cannabis decriminalization in 11 states, arrest levels for cannabis possession dropped by over 70% in adults and 40% in minors, according to the data. Adult racial disparities in arrest rates among blacks and whites have narrowed by 17%. But there was no indication that decriminalization reduced the racial disparity among black and white youths. We recommend that lawmakers and public health researchers reconsider cannabis decriminalization as an option of cannabis liberalization, particularly in states concerning the unintended consequences and implementation costs of medical and recreational cannabis legalization, the researchers wrote.
Next up. This week, Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers stated that he had issued 30 pardons, 21 of which were tied to the selling or ownership of a restricted substance. This brings the governor's overall amount of pardons awarded in his first 3 years in office to 337, the highest number issued by a governor in Wisconsin's history in that time period. While additional regions legalize cannabis, activists have urged federal and state officials to use this form of power for cannabis-related crimes. By Wisconsin statute, obtaining a pardon does not imply that an individual's record is wiped. It renews rights such as the ability to serve on a jury, hold political office, and obtain some business permits. Individuals may request clemency, and they're entitled to pardons provided they've served their sentence at least 5 years ago and have no additional criminal charges outstanding. I'm proud of our work to give a second chance to folks who've made amends and paid their debt to society, Evers said in a press release. These individuals have recognized and acknowledged their past mistakes, and this sends a powerful message of redemption as each of them work to build a brighter, better future for themselves and their communities.
Last up, the new federal government of Germany has announced that it will allow the controlled sale of cannabis to adults for recreational purposes in licensed shops. A statement that has sparked renewed interest in the cannabis industry and caused apprehensions in neighboring European nations. The proposition to create a controlled industry for recreational cannabis sales and use and to foster an overarching substance policy, including establishing levies and regulations for cannabis retailers, production standards, and appropriate child safety statutes, was formed through private negotiations between German coalition parties following the September elections. The center-left administration, headed by Social Democrat Olaf Scholz, who succeeded long-serving center-right Chancellor Angela Merkel, is in alliance with the Progressive Greens and the pro-industry Free Democrats. The initiative was opposed by former Chancellor Angela Merkel's Christian Democrats. The drafting of proposals has not been given a deadline. Following Uruguay, Canada, Malta, and 18 U.S. states, Germany would be the biggest country worldwide to legalize recreational cannabis.
That was today's Buzz. Thanks for listening. For more cannabis news and insights from industry professionals and a place to discuss these stories and others, visit trichomes.com.
And be sure to catch up with all of our other cannabis industry-related podcasts like Hash It Out, Tech and Cannabis, or the International Cannabis Conversation wherever you get your podcasts. For trichomes.com, I'm Devin Leon.
And I'm RJ Balde, signing off.